All right. What's going on, guys? Happy Tuesday. Pradeep and I are back in action. Pradeep has just got back from a pretty awesome Tony Robbins event, right, dude?
Yeah, it was awesome. Spent actually how many days? 5 days on his finance trip. So it was all about money, wealth, business, basically how to create a lifestyle that it's literally like a dream lifestyle. So it was awesome. Had a wicked time, learned a ton, came back with a lot of to-dos. Tons of to-dos.
Yeah, how do you not go see Tony and not come back with a shit ton of to-dos?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Just it really puts things in perspective. You realize the opportunity that's available in the world and how we really limit ourselves to I wouldn't say living within a box, but one of the things is if you want to make $1 million, it's just as easy to make 10. So why do we stick our heads out there and just say, okay, this year I just want to make $1 million? So it's really getting past those mental limitations, right?
And I'm so glad you teed me up, because this is the conversation that I really want to get into today. The elephant in the room is you. And are you running your life and business like what I'm about to tell you? So one of my Instagram posts today was a picture of an elephant. And in front of let's see if I can pull it up. In front of the elephant was attached to this little stake in the ground with this little tiny rope. And it says the elephant is held back not by the puny rope, but by its belief system. So they never try to break free. And so my question to you guys today is this. Are you living your life and business like this elephant that's tied to this little puny string and is afraid to take the next step because he thinks or she thinks you can't? And I want to dive into this a little bit. So I just want to say what's up. What's up, Antoine Henry, one of my old high school buddies. What's going on, Antoine? Right on. Latoya's back in the house. Nicholas Kugelman's back in the house. What's going on, guys? I just want to say real quick, for those of you guys that are just tuning in on Facebook Live, if you guys want to interact with Pradeep and I, ask some questions. Oh, Nigel's back. She likes to get involved in our conversations. Drop some comments, drop some questions. Be happy. Pradeep and I will pick them up as we continue on this conversation. But I've been on a few calls this week with some clients and some prospects and some just colleagues. And man, I see this trend of fear of success. What if my business gets so big I won't, and I can't do X, Y, Z? What if I do this and X happens? And it's just been this, I keep hearing it over and over and over again. And I'm like, what's the worst that could happen? You make more money? What's the worst that could happen? You go through a little bit of growing pain and then all of a sudden you figure it out and now you're at a completely different level. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, fear's a tough one, isn't it?
So Pradeep, listen, you've been in this corporate industry now you've been in corporate for a long time. It's a few years, 9-10 years, I forget.
Yeah, almost 15 years.
Almost 15 years.
Yeah.
And then you were like, dude, I gotta blaze my own trail here. I'm not getting any younger.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? What were some of the things that you went through? Because I'm sure you had to be scared at one point or had some sort of fear, like, oh, what if this doesn't work?
Oh, absolutely. I had everything, my story, but I'll share it with you out there, your listeners, is I was a corporate executive and I had everything laid out for me. Like literally I had a golden path. So I was set from that perspective, but it wasn't something that fit who I was as a human being. I knew that there was more out there totally ambitious. But a lot of the times that fear does keep you from doing what you know you can do. It's not just a thought, but inside, I know a lot of people have that internal confidence that they can do it, but they let everything else get in their way. It's the environment, right? It's like, it's the what ifs that kill you. So for me, it was literally, to be totally honest, I walked in one day and I literally quit.
That was it.
And everybody's just like, what the heck are you doing? Like, are you nuts? I know my parents were just like, and they still say it. They're like, you know, you had everything all set. You know, what were you doing? So it really is. And it comes down to our brains. And, you know, we talk about psychology a lot. We talk about, you know, I've studied neuroscience and human psychology for years. And even I didn't do stuff because of fear. And I knew what fear, like how to overcome it. And it really just takes that emotional threshold. It takes that point where you are tired of what you're doing right now. And maybe a little bit of a push or belief or support from someone that's going to be with you, whether it's a mentor, whether it's a coach, it could even be a spouse. You know, that little extra push helps as well. So I always say, have a good peer group.
Yeah. So,
you know, we talked about that, the importance of that. If you're looking to do more, then be around people that are doing more.
Absolutely.
And what do most people do? We end up sitting with people that make us feel comfortable in situations that make us feel comfortable.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. You know, listen, I'm gonna use an example here. May or may not go over well with someone, but I'm gonna use it. maybe he gets a couple pointers out of this.
Yeah.
So he reaches out to me and he says, dude, I'm spinning my wheels. I'm doing everything on my own. I'm trying to figure this out. You know, I'm doing this mundane extracurricular work just to get some, you know, just on my downtime. I'm running a snowplow operation. And I'm like, well, that doesn't sound like downtime to me, but if you're happy doing that, that's cool. And he's like, but so I'm at my point where like something's got to give. Like I got a hell of a story and I'm still here. I'm still kicking. So he's, you know, I said, yeah, well, that's what's up. I mean, listen, everybody has a past, right? But the past is the past and it's over. So what's going on, you know, in the future? Well, I got this landscaping business and, you know, and I'm looking at, I go to his website, I go to his Facebook, and I'm looking at some of the pictures. I'm like, holy shit, this guy does amazing work. Like, this guy's no joke. Like, he designs landscapes. He's not just like that landscaper that comes once a week. He designs like beautiful landscapes.
So he's got serious talent.
Serious talent. And so I start talking to him and I'm looking at his website. It's very cookie cutter. You know, it looks like somebody just slapped it up. And I'm like, yeah. And he lives in New Jersey too. And if you guys know, there is a landscaping business every other block in the state of New Jersey. There's got to be 400,000 landscaping businesses in New Jersey. And there's got to be. And I said, how the hell are you going to differentiate yourself from the rest? And so we get into this conversation a little bit. And I told him, I said, listen, I'd love to help you. I said, you know, I usually charge about $3,500 for the diagnostic or discovery. And, you know, I believe that I could help you, you know, really get some clarity and positioning here to, all right, well, let me think about it. He says, all right, I'll get back to you. I says, all right, go think about it. Let me know if you're really thinking about it. Who goes and thinks about it? Not too many people. So anyway, he goes, and now I start to think about it. And I start to say to myself, can I really help this guy? Because if he's not in the state of mind to want to take his business to the next level, nothing I tell him is going to work. Nothing. If he's not in a forward trajectory, it's going to be real tough to get him going, right? 9 times out of 10, when people hire me, they're in that forward motion. And so I'm just guiding them and pushing them forward. right? So they don't go off track. So I wake up on Saturday morning and it was early. It's like 6 in the morning because I was feeding Dante. And I says, you know what, Aunt? I says, I got a couple more questions for you. And I threw a couple questions at him, right? And I said, honestly, after diagnostic, you're probably looking at like a $30,000 investment all in. If this ain't the right time for you to do this or invest in this, like, I don't think I'm going to be able to help you. And he wrote back and he said, yeah, I appreciate our call. I was thinking about it too. And I'm not set up to get this type of exposure. And if I do get this type of exposure, I'm not going to be able to handle it. And it could be a big disaster. And I thought to myself, and I go, it's the same thing that happened to me a couple years ago. I've rolled out a program. I got 30 clients in 1 week. The whole thing was a shitstorm. Lost about half of those clients because I couldn't produce and I couldn't deliver, but I kept half of them. And that was the pain point that I realized that I had to go grow a team. So what did I do? I went and grew a team. Mm-hmm. And now I'm 15 times bigger than I was in 2013. I still got a pulse. I feel my heart breathing. I'm here with Pradeep. I'm alive.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm still here.
You made it.
Wow. And that's my point. Are you going to let these fucking excuses dictate your life? Or are you going to start living your life? Like, stop it already with the, I don't know. What if? Yo, what if you start living your life the way you want to live your life?
Yeah,
what if,
exactly.
Right? What if you start living a life that you're proud of? What if you start living creating a business that you are proud to promote? What if? Right? So it's how you look at things.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's all perception at the end of the day. It's all mindset.
Yes, exactly. And here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about that because I had a woo and a half conversation with with a colleague of mine, and I actually brought him on. I brought him on for 15 sessions because I thought this guy was so powerful. A guy by the name of Adam Walton, and he really opened up my mind in the mindset world and how I was thinking, how I was programming my brain in 2018. And I said, I got to call time out because I feel like I'm going down the wrong direction. I feel like I'm chasing money again. I don't want to do that. And so he started talking about how there's one thing in life that's 1,000% true. There's one thing in life that's 1,000% true. And it's this. You exist. You exist. Mm-hmm. So everything else, you could question. Everything else, you could question.
Can I just throw something in there too?
Come on.
I think absolutely. I think even Warren, this is something that my grandfather taught me, and he was pretty religious. He was a religious man. He said, I'm just going to add on to that. He said the one truth in everybody's life is that everybody dies.
Aha.
And death is there for a reason. It's for us to realize that we're immortal and that we need to live this life to the fullest. So that, to me, I think about that every single day when I wake up, when I'm fearful of stuff. And trust me, there's stuff out there that still scares the hell out of me. And what do? Is if you compare your fear today to your worst fear, the fear today looks pretty small. Mm-hmm. So my worst fear is really leaving my family. is I know one day I'll be gone and I won't have those moments with my children and my wife again. Mm-hmm. So whatever I'm fearing today is literally next to nothing. Mm-hmm. Whether it's making a pitch to a massive client, or going up there and speaking in front of a group of people, or just taking a new business risk, man, that is so simple. Mm-hmm. And it's funny. I was on the trip. We were out in Idaho and we were skiing, and I literally have not skied for years. I'm talking like 20 years, dude. And it was a gong show, and it was crazy. And I would literally, there was a point in there where I'm on like little tiny rabbit hills, right? And I'm looking, and I'm actually sitting there thinking, oh my God, I'm scared. I'm fearful. Mm-hmm. And we were lucky enough to have a group of ski instructors around us. And, the guy said something that really hit home. He said, man, you got to get mad at the ski hill. You got to get pissed off. He's like, if you're going to sit back and question yourself, it's not going to work out. You got to get mad at it. And he literally just at that moment, I just took that and said, you're absolutely right. I can't be fearful. I got to be pissed at this thing. And I just hit it after that. Like nothing. Even if I bit it, which I did tons of times, I was still having a blast. And it's those moments, when do we most feel alive? It's those moments when we take a look at our fears and we do as much as it takes to actually get past it. And then we look back and we say, that wasn't so bad. Mm-hmm. And look at me, what have I become as a result of that?
Mm-hmm. And it's so funny because everything you want in life is right in front of you. And it sounds so cliche, but everything everything you want in life is right in front of you. Everything that you have in life right now is because of you. So anything that's out there that you want can be done. You just got to want it.
Absolutely.
And you gotta have that passion. You gotta have that drive. You gotta have that anger in a good way, maybe, right? I gotta watch it because when I get angry, it's a different story. Yeah. I'll start punching the damn hill. You know what I mean? So I gotta watch that. But the funny thing is you gotta want it that bad where nothing is in the way, and you will just do whatever it takes to make it happen. And so that's the point that I want to get across today is enough with the bullshit excuses, because that's all they are. And I'm not, please don't get me wrong here. I'm not doing this to try to convince you. It's you're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. And if you don't want to do it, then don't bitch.
Yeah, you know what? And what you're teaching, isn't it? Or what we're talking about isn't about, we're not just talking about business here. This is beyond business. This is really about life in general. This is about stuff that, I'll share another example. My wife is an absolutely amazing piano player.
Really? I didn't know that.
She used to tell me that she played piano before we got married, but during the 6 years that we were married, she never touched a piano. And then she picked it up again. And I'm like, oh my God, do you realize the gift that you have here? So I think my point to that is whatever you're doing in life, everybody has a gift. Everybody has something that they can give this world. Don't sit back. Don't keep that gift, closed up. Share it with everybody else because the world needs it. Be the person that you need to be. Be the person that you're meant to be. This world is so incredible. You can pretty much do whatever you want. I know it sounds like I just came back from a Tony Robbins conference, but these are things that you learn from just the everyday human. If you take a look at any script, and I'm not religious by any means, but if you take a look at the Bible, all the other religious scripts, they say the exact same thing. Is that us as humans, we are the creators of our world. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So whatever we want it to be, we have the ability to make it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if we could do that, Trust me, if I could do that, anybody could do it. Because I am just as vulnerable to fear as you are.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Amen to that. And man, when I tell you, it's just that it's that wake up call that I got. I'll tell you a quick little story, then I got to run. This morning, so I had this woo-woo conversation yesterday, and it was 2 hours long. So we'll break it down in other lives, and I'll probably talk about it a little bit later on one of my podcasts. But I woke up this morning like I felt like it was my first day on this planet Earth. I really did. Like I just felt like free, and I felt so like alive. I walk outside with Canelo, my dog, and I don't have a leash on him, but we live in it's very secluded here. And so I let him do his thing, and then he comes back in. I said, no, we got to go back out. I said, there's a smell outside that's very familiar. And it was a smell that I recognized when I was a little kid. And take a second. So my father and I used to snowmobile as a kid. And we would go out together, and it was a lot of fun. We would take breaks because we just need to, it's tiresome. And I'll never forget it. We were out all day, and it was like the best day I ever had with my dad. Like one of the best days I ever had with my dad. And it smelled like wood burning. It smelled like nature. It smelled like beautiful. It smelled so pure. It smelled awesome. And I walked outside today, and I smelled that same smell. And it sounds so crazy, but I smelled it. And I said, Canelo, we got to go for a walk. So I grabbed Canelo's leash, and I'm walking down the block. And the freaking smell's following me. It's not just in front of my house. It's like down my whole block. I go, this is freaking weird. And I just keep breathing. And I said to myself, like, this is it, man. Like, you didn't have to go on this walk today, but you did. And you did it with Canelo because you used to love going on these walks with Canelo, and you stopped all of a sudden for what?
I hear you.
And it was crazy. So I'm walking with Canelo, and Canelo's a great walker when you're in the right state. When you're not in the right state, if you're in a rush, if you're in a mood, he pulls like a mofo. And this is a 60-pound pit bull. And this guy walked next to me like a soldier. And we walked together, and we just smelled.
You're sniffing, he's sniffing.
Yeah. And so the moral of the story is I didn't have to take that walk, but I took it because it reminded me of those moments I had with my dad. And I wanted to experience that again. And I know everyone's life is very different and very unique. Each and every one of us has our own backstory, right? But I'm sure there was a one point in your life where you felt like you were living. Like you felt like you were on top of the world. You were untouchable. You felt like, why couldn't every day be like this?
And I bet you anything, Henry, it was probably a time in life where either you're facing a challenge, facing a fear, or doing stuff that challenged you in some way, shape, or form, that you felt like that you actually felt alive.
Yes. And it was recently, when I restructured the business for 2018, when I enrolled a new process into the business that you're going through right now, when I thought about who I wanted to work with in 2018, who I didn't want to work with in 2018. That's some scary shit, guys. Because last year we did a phenomenal year, and I felt like it was easy. Too easy. That in 2018 I had to change it. Because honestly, that easiness wasn't very fulfilling at the end of the day. And so I was nervous to make these moves that I made in 2018. But now we are heading into March, and I'm so happy that I did it, because here I am. I'm still kicking. I'm still living the dream, and it's working. And so I got to run because I got a podcast interview at 2:00, but I hope you guys get some value out of this. And Pradeep, I appreciate you sharing the story and kicking the freaking, getting mad at this snow hill. And
I've probably bit it a few times.
It's hysterical. But not to get all woo-woo on you guys today, but that's the power of your mind. And if you want to build a better business, if you want raving fans in and outside of your business, if you want a brand that you're proud to promote, if you want a life that you're happy to live, you can have all of that. You just got to want it.
Absolutely.
That's it.
I second that.
P, we'll catch up later, bright friend. We got a couple things we want to go over, but I appreciate everybody. Paul Sabay, he's got some great comments, and I didn't get a chance to speak about them. But guys, I appreciate all you guys. Daryl Daniels, Scotty John Russell, Paul Helm, all you guys for tuning in today. Appreciate all you guys. We'll catch you on the next live.
I appreciate it. Take care.
Bye-bye.